when you put all this together? Triple dip?
Is looking more likely after today's figures. Our view is actually that the services sector does a bit better over the first quarter, and that manages to grow a little bit and just about offset these declines that we've seen today in the manufacturing figures. But certainly the probability after today's numbers has increased, and it does look now as if the manufacturing sector will be a drag on first quarter GDP overall.
What about more money printing from the bank?
From the Bank of England?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that looks like a bigger prospect as well. At the last meeting that we had minutes for, Mervyn King was pushing for more QE at that meeting. It was certainly looks on the paper as if it was going to be a close call at the last meeting. We'll get the minutes next week. But, the economy and the manufacturing figures suggest that backdrop is getting ever weaker. The triple dip chances are getting higher. So the case for the bank looking at more QE is increasing. The one thing that potentially stops them in their tracks is that it looks as if next week's budget could include some talk about the Bank of England's mandate, and maybe they're pausing to see what that brings and whether that gives them a bit more flexibility.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the budget. I mean, clearly and you worked in the Treasury. Clearly, Chancellor Osborne's got pretty limited options given his insistence that he stick with Plan A. What are your expectations?
Worryingly, we think we'll see more of the same. He's got to really try and repackage it to look a bit more like a growth strategy, and he'll be really hoping that some of that does deliver for growth, and particularly looking at some of the measures targeting lending to small and medium-sized enterprises, which is one area we really think the Chancellor needs to focus. But with the purse strings tied, as you say, and with limited flexibility from him politically to be able to move towards Plan B or even Plan AI, it really is going to be a scraping around and a rehash again of those growth measures that we've seen time and time again.